since about May, and the challenge arises because one of us or multiple of us are in different locations, and that's always a challenge. So we're still getting students to kind of come in, but I want to lay the foundation for what we're doing, and thanks for walking in front of the screen. It's okay. So the student announcements are, right now this is a test. If this works for, I know everyone in this room is going to be like, oh great. Some people are wanting to go to sleep because I said we're going to break something, and I haven't actually broken it yet. I'm not mentioning your name, because you're not seen on the other side of the screen. Anyways, the student announcements for that I want you guys to know is I really am flying with an out of net right now because I don't have Dave on this end. But we have a student of the month, and the student of the month is, oh my gosh, someone, I need Amber on this. Watch this, guys. This is me cheating because I don't remember my notes. I didn't take the good notes on this meeting. Dave, dun. Dave. Text. Who is the student of the month, question mark? I could look on my computer because I know what it is, but then I want to break the computer and break all this down. Anyways, I do know this, and the most awesome team member is Amber Fuller. I'm not in the physical room with Amber to give her the trophy because she's in Boise.
There's 4
more people coming. But Amber's the most awesome team member, and I'll tell you the reason why. 38. 38 students were helped this last month to receive their certification. She received and tested and got about 3 or 4 herself. Some folks, I think the highest number I heard was 6. One of our students obtained 6 certifications in a class. So that was very, very exciting. The other thing that happened was, a lot of our other students got we had some alumni come back. Those of us that know the Coopers, they came back and they were testing on some stuff. So it was good to see alumni come back. We had Jennifer come back, or Jessica, excuse me, from WebDev. She came back and retested and got some certifications. So we have the opportunity to do the certifications through to the 15th. Amber's probably on the other end, cringy, going, damn it, George, why'd you say that? But anyways, that was one of our drives that we've done. Like I said, we're testing this system out, and I'll get some feedback from the Boise folks on how this is received, because I believe everyone will be in the student lounge. When we do it tonight, it's going to be in-burst. I'll be in the student lounge, and we'll be watching it here in Napa from the screen, so I want you guys to be able to give me the feedback on the back side too. But our student of distinction was one of our students that received our certifications, and where's he at? Dominic, yes. He is a nighttime student. Dominic, what's his last name? Cabral. So Dominic Cabral is our student of the month. One of the things that we talked about was not having a student for both locations. And the reason that we're doing it from just one is from a more unified look. We're all one student population. We're all one team. We wanted to kind of get it to where we have one student of the month for just our locations together. And that's kind of what we're doing with that. So Dominic Cabral is the student of distinction. He came in, and he's one of those students that had multiple certifications last month and was really doing really good work and hard work in the classroom. As we move forward, I want you guys to understand we're going to be testing, and we're going to be kind of continuing to do some stuff. We've got some new students on both sides. I know we have had some challenges, particularly this week. We are fixing those challenges. I'm dedicated to fixing them. There's some things we're going to do, and we're going to work on that. But understand, you guys have my full attention as to what we're going to do and how we're going to do it correctly. But all in all, we're going to be working on the front end. David is probably in transit if he's not in Boise right now. what we're looking for is we're going to continue to drive the certifications. We're going to continue to provide the best assistance and grade that we can from the career services and career advising. Dr. Dahl will continue to provide the student services as a student advisor. And Paul's going to continue to lead the academic side. There's none of these changes, but I know that the challenge that we see is sometimes you as students don't see these people face to face. One of the things that we're going to be testing out over the next probably few weeks is how to create those face-to-face opportunities. Because you and I, as a Carolee, may be in the room and we can have this face-to-face conversation, but I'm not in Boise, so I can't have a face-to-face conversation. But sometimes those levels need to be done. We're trying to figure out what we want to do with that, because we could do FaceTime in some regards, or we could do this. If I Zoom on my computer, I might break the entire world if I do it multiple times. It's just not working for me right now. But that's one of the things. I am 100% dedicated to ensuring that students, regardless of where you are at the time, get the service you feel you have that customer service from the staff. That was an interesting page. Okay, so what I want us to do is to think about that. Please provide me with feedback, whether it's FaceTime, whether we get some tablets, because FaceTime is typically an Apple product, so not everyone has that. So, but it's, am I overstating or understating the importance of being in a face-to-face setting? Okay. Additionally, we're finalizing some of our planning for 2018. Just want you guys to know we're going to continue to drive certifications. We're going to continue to drive employment in field. And one of the things that I want you guys to I don't know how you guys will think about it, but relative to the employment skills labs and the professional development workshops, we're going to continue those. We're going to do it in a reduced fashion. Every week, or every month, excuse me, you'll have one of those. It'll either be an employment skills lab or a professional development. Every module. It's not going to be both at the same time. So we're going to have one and one. And we're considering whether we're going to alternate. So in Boise, we'll do employment skills labs, and in Napa, we'll do professional development, and then vice versa as we move forward. You guys following that? I'm seeing heads nod from my staff, so that at least helps me project that. So we're going to continue on those, and the reason that still remains a focus is the employment standpoint. We have to continue to assist our students obtain employment when they graduate, and the skills alone may or may not be doing it. And sometimes when we go through the courses, those skills, because we're not practicing them on a repetitive basis, because the courses change and skills may not be emphasized as we move forward, we lose some of that aspect. So that's why the employment skills labs are here. We want to make sure that you stay sharp on your skills. We've got Tuesday that will continue to come around and work with students on a one-on-one basis and things of that nature. I do have this request, and this is for both the Boise group and the Napa group. I need a federal work study student for both locations. I've already got 2 right now. I need 1 and 1 at each location. Okay. If you are interested, please communicate to myself or to David Masgill. You are interested in being a federal work study student. I understand what that is a federal work study student is someone that the federal government will kind of help offset some of the cost. The role is about 20 to 24 hours a week of part-time paid employment. Okay. There are some requirements due to your financial aid that make you eligible or not eligible. I found that out the hard way. I had a person identified and then found out they were ineligible from a financial aid standpoint. But I would like to have 2 more so that in both locations we have 2 federal work studies to help with, tutoring, other, computers right now. proctoring, and other ancillary things that can help out with the program. These students would also probably naturally become our student ambassadors. So I look at this as a very important aspect, and I really want to have very sharp people participate, and I will pay you. Okay. Yes,
is that something the medical students can get onto, or just
no, everyone? Yeah. In fact, I would prefer someone other than technology to be participating, because right now I've got the current 2 federal work studies are both technology students, and that's presenting some challenges for some of the operations we want to do. And I would prefer that they be non-technology based. Yes, ma'am. I don't know. That's a question. So if you're interested, I can send that question forward. That's what I have to get a roster and then say, okay.
Put it in their budget. So that
Yeah, I know. So I can't answer yes or no. I just say that if you're interested, let me know and I can research that. Okay. So it's going to be a really challenging time because I want to ask if there's any folks in Boise that have questions, but they don't have questions. So let me dial in and present the world with this issue. You've not texted me the whole time. I've only seen 2 texts.
She said she texted you 4 times. She's
All right.
been texting me too, but I
Okay.
didn't want to interrupt you.
Thank you. Thank you. Talk louder. Way to go, Amber. Okay, so I'm going to text you now, Amber. Are there any questions from the students in Boise? Question mark. I know that doesn't read well, but when you text voice to text, that's what happens. Do you guys have any questions? Okay. Do you have any questions, staff members? Okay.
I have
Talk
one
loud.
more question.
Go ahead.
Who do we get with if that's something that we're interested in? Do we get with you?
Yeah, David or myself will be people to reach out to for the federal work study, because then we have to do, because David is managing the work studies and identifying those things, and then I'm the one that finds out, oh, we're eligible or not. Yes, ma'am. David is the director of student services. He's over there. He's the freshly clean-shaven guy. Okay.
We would have assumed that was you.
Yeah. Yeah, really. So are we gonna vote? Do y'all like that or
Oh, no.
no?
I'm just not used to it yet.
So the questions that have been asked are who to communicate in the relative to the federal work study program, and that is David or myself. You can use our email addresses, david.massengale@stevenshenager.edu or george.thomas@stevenshenager.edu. It's fairly easy. Our business cards are up at the front desk. What was the other question that we had? Are BA students eligible? I don't know. If BA students are interested, please let me know, and then I can find out these questions. I had to ask our financial aid department from a centralized company level
I'm one of those too.
if they're eligible. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Amber, you texted me all the time. So I'm not assuming that this is going to be interesting on the other end. So who's going to be here tonight on this end? Okay, so I want your guys' feedback for this side because I know it's very. Okay. So if I don't see, if I don't see any questions, then I'm going to assume we're good. And I know the students will say, "This is the worst thing ever." Please send me your comments at george.thomas@stevenshenager.edu. I am completely fine with that. So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you in Boise, thank you in Nampa, and I appreciate your guys' time.